direct procurement.
So how do we tell that that is what has been approved? The head of supply chain has written to the chief officer water a 5-paragraph letter seeking approval. The second last paragraph is, I therefore write to you for your approval and further guidance. I would expect a government, this is not a shopkeeper, this is not a Dukawala operation, Governor. I would expect that that approval would be in a similar form as a request. Would you expect that? Or those are the standards in West Pokot?
No, Chair.
When I see something scribbled approved, I don't know what has been approved. Because there are two things: to replace the rig or to use direct procurement.
In that area, Chair,
Auditor General, have you seen an approval?
No approval, Chair.
What do you expect an approval to look like?
See, the request here was done by the head of procurement. We were expecting even to have minutes and a letter specifically stating the two requests. One, that we approve the method, because that is the work of the accounting officer to advise on the method, that we go the direct procurement. Then the other thing is that the reasons why, justification for a direct method, which will state that because of urgency, specialization of the item, urgency and the like, I approve that you procure directly at the prevailing rates, because you must also give the amount for approval. Thank you, Chair.
Is Mr. Stephen Capel the head of supply chain? What is the date of your letter? The letter we are referring to. When did you write it?
Chair, I think it's not legible where it's stamped.
When did you write that letter? Are you not the author?
Yes, sir.
Because I can't see a date on that letter. A government letter without a date. It means that you've just written it so as to fill whatever holes that might be there. And you know, procurement is date and time sensitive. Mr. Capel, when was that request made to the Chief Officer Water? It might have been made after the Auditor General had flagged the issue.
No, 4th of October.
Where do we tell? And how do we tell?
It was rubber stamped over, sir.
Where? Which part of that? Upper quadrant, lower quadrant, left, right? Where is the date of your letter?
Top right.
Top right. Is that the date of your letter, or that's the Chief Officer Water's stamped?
It is stamped over. If you can look correctly, sir, it is 4th October 2021. The stamp is...
that is a stamp of the Chief Officer Water. Where is your date on that letter?
It's there, sir.
Where?
On top of the I think this stamp of the Chief Officer.
Yes.
Is stamped on it.
Where?
I'm not sure. There's something.
It is 4th of October 2021.
You see, when you submit this kind of documents before the Senate, we are convinced that you are trying to conceal something. A letter should be clear, the date on which it is written, because the date on which a request is made and the date on which an approval is granted, there has to be some logical flow. But even if, because this is completely ineligible, and I cannot take that as a confirmation of the date of that letter, I must see an approval in writing by the Chief Officer, Water. And Governor, you cannot allow things to be done kienyeji in your county. Head of Supply Chain did a very detailed letter. What Chief Officer Water should have done was to respond in writing, and that would have satisfied the Office of the Auditor General. The second leg of that query is that you placed a different engine from what was ordered. Auditor General, do you maintain that that is the case?
That is the case, Chair.
Physical verification revealed that the engine fitted was a truck engine of model CF 2000, which was a different model from the one indicated as fitted, therefore casting doubts on the performance of the drilling rig. Governor, again on oath, can you confirm that the engine fitted was CF 2000 and not 2515?
Chair, if you can see the Inspection and Acceptance Committee report, which is the back page of appendix, that same appendix 13, you'll find that in that report, replacement of the truck engine, they say members also verified that the old truck engine had been removed and fitted with a new truck engine. So,
where does it indicate the serial number of the replacement?
There is that minutes of Inspection and Acceptance Committee where members are there, John Kakuku and the others. Those who are in attendance also CC Water. So it's not the page is not labeled. You'll find there is Inspection and Acceptance Committee report, replacement of damaged compressor, testing of the machine, that bit. After appendix 13, there is that report from the Acceptance and Inspection Committee, which say that they ascertain that the new truck engine, and they have also given, that was on 10/11/2021, that that team had inspected and ensured that the new engine had been replaced.
Auditor General, on what basis do you conclude that the replaced engine appeared old and yet the approved request was for replacement with a new engine? You must have done some inspection.
Thank you, Chair. When we carried out the physical verification of the position of the engine, which was done on 4th July, we were guided by the technical persons who were managing the engine, and we requested them that they show where the engine had been fitted, and we were able to confirm that the number that had been indicated as the model number was CF 2000, as we have indicated in our report. And the observation that was done by the auditor during the verification was that the engine that was shown as having been fitted was appearing like it was not new. It was not new.
You brought it to the attention of the county?
Yes, we brought it to the attention of them.
What was their response?
We gave them a management letter confirming the position that we had established, but they did not deny that position.
It was not denied?
Yes.
Governor, why are you trying to clean up a mess that is not yours? You know, these are simple things. If this could not have been explained when the auditors were there, why are you trying to explain things that... Have you opened that engine yourself?
No, Chair.
Have you checked the engine number?
No, Chair.
Have you confirmed whether the replacement was old or new? So why are you on oath trying to justify the unjustifiable?
Chair, I'm not trying to justify, but based on the my technical team and which on record on written submission, they say they tested the machine, they are replaced with a new engine, unless otherwise it's again proved, because
The same technical committee you're referring to has been indicted by the Auditor General. The Auditor General saying the inspection committee did not adhere to technical specifications. And that's a committee whose evidence you're relying on. I hope Senator Cherargei was here that then see the picture on the state of procurement. There are a lot of gaps. I don't think this is a matter that we should even spend too much time on. Auditor General went, conducted physical verification, raised a management letter, management did not respond. The technical committee and everyone involved in this procurement should be held accountable for theft of public resources. And ni wizi ya pesa kidogo, 1 million here, 13 million there. At the end of the day, you'll find that it's almost $500 million that has been pilfered through leaking procurement systems. So this one, Governor, unless you are saying you have opened the engine and you have confirmed the engine number, the committee takes the position of the Office of the Auditor General on this issue. And we shall be referring this to the EACC for further investigation. We proceed to 4.3.
Thank you, Chair.
This is also outstanding?
Yes.
Okay, then read through it quickly.
And utilize the piping and extension borehole project. Review of contract documents reviewed that the management awarded a contract for the pipe laying and extension of Kamketo borehole, Kasei Ward, at a contract sum of Kenya shillings 1.7 million on 13th of April 2022 through request for quotations. However, review of documents revealed that preliminary authorization or approval from relevant regulatory authorities on laying of the pipe on the wayleave was not done. Therefore, the certainty of the project could not be confirmed. Further, Chair, physical verification of the project on the 6th of July 2022 revealed that the large part of the pipeline was still exposed and uncovered, and the full contract had been paid. The project was not in use, and no explanation was given on why the project still remained idle. In the circumstances, the value for money invested in the project could not be confirmed. Thank you.
Response?
Chair, this project, as at the time of verification, was still under defects liability period, and the retention money had been withheld. Eventually, the defects were repaired and the project became operational on 20th January 2023, and attached photographs and a certificate of practical completion is provided and Appendix 14, which shows the project now is operational.
So you can confirm that people are drawing water from this?
Yes, Chair.
But again, the issues of regulatory compliance that came up in the first matter that we dealt with seems like that is your weakness. In Kapkoris Makutano, mnafanya vitu jua kali. And please remember, even though West Pokot is far from Nairobi, West Pokot is in Kenya, and we are bound by the same laws. We are bound by the same regulatory principles. Auditor, can you confirm that this project is running? You had looked at that certificate. He has shown us a picture which might have come from Mandera or Isiolo. We have no idea. Can you confirm?
Thank you, Chair. It would be difficult to confirm the position as shown in the picture, because this verification we did on July, and the initial position that we had been given was indicating that this photo may have been taken sometimes in February of 2021. But we did the verification in July, and we confirmed that the borehole was not functioning.
When did you do the verification?
In July 2022, that is when we were doing the
physical verification.
Yes.
In July 2022?
Yes, that is when we were doing the compliance audit.
But the photo was taken in February 2021?
Yeah, this photo appears to have been taken sometimes in 2021.
So, Governor, why didn't you tell the auditor to this place where this photo was taken?
Chair, there are two photographs there. There is a one.
But see, Governor, the photo does not deal with what the Auditor General has raised. It's talking about workmanship, exposed pipes, lack of regulatory compliance. So you can have a photo like that, and I mean, what's a photo supposed to tell us? That water is flowing.
Yes.
It's supposed to show us that water is flowing. But have the exposed pipes been made good?
Yeah.
Which photo is going to show us that?
By 20 January last year. That is like 6 months when the auditors, that was on July 2022 when the auditors were there. But by 2023 January, the defects that were there had been rectified.
Where there are defects, even when within the liability period, the county writes to the contractor, isn't it? Asking them to make good certain defects. Isn't that what should have presented to the committee?
I think that is not there.
That is more relevant than these photos. These photos tell us nothing. So I think going forward, the quality of evidence that comes before us. If you have letters, they must be legible. Dates must be visible. Approvals must be in writing and not scribbled. Project completion must be a certificate of practical completion. And if there is a recourse to retention or liability, there must be correspondence to that effect. Because it's appearing as if the Senate needs to come and do this meeting in West Pokot. So that we are able to see these things for ourselves. Senator Smith.
I'll actually make the same comment I made yesterday. I know the Auditor General was here, Bwana Sumaili, that when I look at the page of my good brother, Governor Simon Kachapin, on the activities that he has been undertaking, the photos are very nice and very clear. I can be able to see that you had a very good event on Sunday at Kacheliba, Catholic, because the photos are very nice. But the photos that we get at the Senate are not the same as those that are taken by your own people for that particular purpose. So, because I'm sure even from your file, you're not able to tell what exactly is happening. The things that look like jerrycan, some things like, if you want to attach a photo so that they can back up your evidence, then let it be a clear photo so that it will be very easy for us to make something out of it.
We have a long list of issues to go through. I want us to go through them quickly. We might want to make some general recommendations on project management and the diligence of your staff. Let's go to installation of solar panel.
Thank you, Chair. Review of contract documents revealed that the management awarded a contract for installation of a solar panel at Kapchekai Mangay Ward at a contract sum of Kenya shillings 1.99 million for a period of 1 month from 6th of May 2021. The contract was awarded through request for quotation. However, review of IFMIS evaluation matrix report and a preliminary evaluation stage revealed that the contractor did not have a valid trading license, which was a mandatory requirement, and was still rated as a responsive bidder and was awarded the contract. Further, the bill of quantities provided for excavation of pipeline, trench for a distance of 510 meter in length, rated at Kenya shillings 420 per meter, totaling to Kenya shillings 214,200. Physical verification carried out on 21st of July 2022 revealed that the actual trench Distance was 300 meters, totaling to 126,000. Therefore, there was an accounted and paid for trench length of 210 meters, totaling to 88,200. The contract also provided for supply of 32 millimeter internal diameter HDPE pipes PN8 to community water points at a cost of 252,000 and 400 millimeter internal diameter HDPE pipes P8 at a quantities in 250 meters again a specified trench distance of 300 meters, hence reflecting an accounted and paid for pipes and pipe laying, resulting to possible loss of Kenya shillings 526,214. The supply and installation of metal inspection box complete with G1 fittings totaling to Kenya shillings 15,000 as per the bill of quantities was not fixed. In addition, it was observed that most of the works were vandalized, which includes solar panel fittings, earth cabling or cables, fence, treated poles, metallic gate, hence rendering the project non-operational. In the circumstances, the value for money invested in the project will not be confirmed. Thank you, Chair.
Governor's response.
Thank you, Chair. A copy of the valid single business permit for the year 2021 was provided by the contractor during tendering. Therefore, the bidder was responsive, and that is provided in Appendix 15 on the issue of valid business permit. The project was not completed because a conflict arose when some community members made direct connections of water to their farms, and part of the infrastructure was vandalized, as the letter has put it, and the matter was escalated to the authorities. The outstanding works consist of installation of a return pipe of 2010 meters from the elevated tank to kettle trough and communal water point, which were not laid. The pipes have been stored by the contractor awaiting the solution of the conflict.
We are not going to spend too much time on this, but it just illustrates what we've been talking about from the beginning. You do a project for the community, they come and vandalize it, and they become hostile. Did you carry out public participation? And I'm not asking whether you carried out public participation, because you are not the governor, but what is the cause? What is the cause of this problem? You brought water to a location, and the people vandalize it, the people become hostile, the project cannot be completed.
True, Chair. Most of those issues may have been not been done at the initial stage of operationalization of the project, because this was an existing project done by an organization, but now the community had requested for solarization from the county government. So they had put an elevated tank away from where the borehole is, which was existing for solarization. But I think this project, which was existing, they omitted some of the processes that will have resolved this issue of conflict. And I think that project...
So it was not initiated by the county government. The county government plugged into an existing project.
And the community, from the report I got, the project was there, done by an organization, but it was not solarized. So the county government was to come in and help the community so that instead of using the hand pump, they could have now gotten it enough water through solar, but that's where the problem started, because this project was there, and
was there conflict before the county came in?
It is not very clear, because when the county came in, I think that's where now individuals wanted to connect the same water through to their farms. But I think earlier on it was the water was being fetched in one point. But now with the solarization of the same, interest from the community came in to connect water, because now it was easy to get the water than when it was.
You see, Governor, you might be painting a picture that the people of West Pokot are hostile and uncontrolled, because this is a second or third matter where you have raised conflicts from the community. But from where I sit, I do not think it is the people of West Pokot who are hostile and uncontrolled. It is a government of West Pokot that thinks it is supreme and that it can carry out projects without involving the people. If people are involved at inception and at initiation, why would there be conflict? Right now, this project is not complete from what you have submitted. So you are here in Nairobi, the media is here, they might take an impression or even report about the hostilities in community projects in West Pokot. And yet, it is a government that is failing to consult the people of West Pokot.
I agree, Chair. I concur that it was the mission of the county government. The community are not hostile at all.
Yeah, so you've referred to hostilities here several times, and if you are not careful, we might reach the wrong conclusion about the people of West Pokot. I think it is their government that is torturing them, forcing projects on them without involving them. And that in itself might reflect in the next elections. It might reflect in elections, but I think even as a Senate, we have a responsibility to ensure that you operate within the law. And there's an issue around budgets, CIDPs, ADPs, all these things originate from there. If you are doing them in Nairobi, you need to take action back to Kapenguria and Makutano and involve your people to avoid this flagrant wastage. I think on these members, we will just observe that the root cause is lack of participation of the public. And therefore, this 1.9 million that was spent should still be put within that quadrant of misused public funds, because there's been no value for money. It was avoidable. This was avoidable if there was public participation. Can we go to Department of Health? Construction of Propoi dispensary. Is this done?
This actually done. From the briefing, it's about use.
So it's complete but not in use. So why would you build a dispensary and not use it? People don't need it. Again, priorities defined in Nairobi. Then you take it to West Pokot. What was your, without going through the Auditor General's finding, what was your response on this, just to save time? Because the Auditor General says it's been done. Can you tell us what has been done?
Yeah, Chair, I'm certain of this project, because this is the project I left in 2017, and it's among the 40 dispensaries I said earlier that we have completed. This one is due for opening anytime. We have budgeted for staff and materials, items for the dispensary, and soon is one of the projects that I'll commission. But I have seen it personally.
So the sick people should just wait until you commission the hospital.
As I said earlier, Chair, there are more than 40 dispensaries.
No, talking about Propoi dispensary. The project is complete, awaiting commissioning. You have shut the doors, waiting for the governor to come and cut a ribbon.
Chair, we need to budget also. I need to budget also for
commissioning.
Not for commissioning. We need our staff. And in our budget, we have budget for nurse and the other staff, and also equipment for the hospital.
Then it is not complete. You are misleading the committee. You are saying here the project is
structure is
awaiting commissioning.
Within the sum of the contract. It was not, the equipments and the drugs were not part of it. So the contract is complete as it was. But now what is awaiting is now budgetary, so that we have staff there, and also we have equipment and drugs.
Isn't that what you should have put in your written statement? You have said the project is complete, awaiting commissioning.
Honorable Chair,
Senator Methu,
if you allow, this is a question that we always grapple with, Your Excellency Governor. It's not an isolated case for West Pokot. What would be a complete health facility for the local person in West Pokot? Because there is the structure. If the structure was to be like that, because the big queue says that you build such and such a house and it is complete, but you never get equipments and a nurse for that hospital, there will never be value for that money. So the structure is complete, yes, but the dispensary, proposed dispensary is not complete. It can only be complete when it is in use. When you have now, so it is what the chairman is saying. The structure is complete, yes, but it is not only awaiting commissioning. There is something that has to happen between the project being complete and commissioning. Because I'm sure, as a responsible leader, you will not go and commission a building. You go and commission a dispensary. And you can only commission a dispensary when it has equipment and it has a nurse in it. So,
yeah, I was basing my response on with the auditor's report that the building was incomplete and the total payment of 93% of the total sum had been paid. In my response, I said I recall the contractor who has now finished the project. So I was basing my argument on the contractor and the work that was supposed to be done. Otherwise, the issue of equipping and ensuring there is a staff, that is, according to me, is a separate, because it's now my initiative. But I've made an effort to see that all the incomplete projects, and remember this project, I left it in 2020 at that percentage in 2017, and I've come to complete the project. So whatever is remaining is not a very big issue, because it's now getting staff and equipment and drugs.
again, in terms of quality of evidence, please ensure you've got a certificate of practical completion and not just a photograph. Photographs do not tell the whole story. It is only complete when we get that certificate of practical completion. Senator Onyonka.
Governor, you just said something that kind of pushed me back. You're saying there's no relationship between the building that is being finished and the nurses, the two of them are separate. And yet I thought, as you are laying out your health sector, you would be looking at your inputs in terms of the clinical officers, the medical equipment providers, and including the medicines. So I don't know whether you could clarify that. And the other question I wanted to ask you, from the way you're explaining it, as we speak right now, how many health facilities in your county can you say they are done and they are ready to be utilized or used to provide the basic services that your people need?
There are 40 dispensaries and one MRI and CT scan building in Kapenguria referral, which we are looking for funds to MRI and CT scan are very expensive, but the building is complete, plus the 40 dispensaries, including this one of Propoi.
When I came there, I found that all this equipment was lumped in the little room in your place. Did you ever get the place to store the medicines? I mean, that equipment. You remember there was one place when we came as a Senate committee 2 years ago. The equipment was lumped, it had never been opened, CAT scan machines, all those machines. Are they functional or they are still in that store?
No, they are functional. Okay. I came finish the drugstore we had built.
Yes.
If you had the opportunity to visit.
Yes.
It's now
It was being done when we came.
Yeah, so it is finished now, and we have enough space. Some of the equipments, I ensure that Kachaliba.
Yes.
Some of those equipments were for the mess.
Yes.
So Kachaliba now has a theater, which I constructed in my first term. So it's now functional. I commissioned last year.
Okay.
We raise concerns about these instances because on Friday we visited a county where the executive insisted that a dispensary had been built. When we reached there, we found that the dispensary was being used as a holding ground for cows and a slaughterhouse for cows. When we came in, they were busy clearing the dung and the other mess in that. According to the records, there's a dispensary. But in real sense, imekuwa zizi la ng'ombe. And that is why, when you tell us this building is complete, awaiting commissioning, value for money is only achieved when patients can come and find services there. So we still agree with the Auditor General that there is no value for money, even though the building could have been complete. Value for money from a dispensary is when it can dispense medical services. So, Governor, you need to make sure that Propoi, Tapach, and the ICU, I think they are the same issue around value for money. It is not just about saying nimemaliza kujenga. Value for money is when it can serve the citizens of West Pokot.
Late last year, Chair, among the 40 I've already opened Commission 8, which have now equipments. They have also staff. I did last year in North Pokot. So I'm in the progress, and I know in this financial year I will ensure that all the remaining are operational.
Yeah, because everything is in your control. If it's budget, if it's human resource, if it is drugs, you are not